And then there's some stuff underneath the earth. Underneath the earth. Yes, there are things, there are places underneath the earth. The planet I'm talking about. There's a place called the abyss, the bottomless pit. To Taurus, a prison for angels that did some bad stuff, but God locked those rascals up. There's a place called Hades underneath the earth, where every single person who have died went. When Adam and Eve died, where do you think they went? You think they went here to heaven? No, man, they didn't go to no heaven. They couldn't go to heaven. Let me show you something. In case you don't know, I'm just going to, for those who's joining us, you may not know, but let me just give you a synopsis here. So up here, we're going to just call this the heavens, right? And I got that backwards. 3, 2, 1. The heavens is divided up into 3. All right. Now, over here, you have the earth. This is the earth. Combine this one and this one equals what God calls the world. Okay? Got it? Now, underneath there is a place. 2 places. This place right here is called Hades. There's other word called Sheol. You'll see that word as well. It was originally divided into 2. This place right here is called Abraham's bosom. Or another word for it was paradise. And this is underneath the earth. Okay? So let me just make that clear. Under the surface of the earth. Got it? Okay. So that's what this place was called. Now, there was another place over here on this side. This was called the place of torment. Okay? So, redeemed sinners, or should I say, yeah, redeemed sinners, that's what it is. And then in this place of torment, you had unredeemed sinners. Both were sinners. It's just one had their sins paid for, and the other one is paying for their own sins. Over here, this place is essentially divided into 2. There's 2 places. Oh. Well, I can do that. 2 places. So it's called the abyss. And another name for the abyss is called bottomless pit. At the bottom of this thing, though, there's another place. It's called Tartarus. It's a prison for the worst demons. They did something over in Genesis 6 that God says was not permitted. They left their abode. Why did they do that? I have no idea, but they did. And God locked these rascals up in this place right here at the bottom of the bottomless pit for the abyss. So that's what you see right here is a description that the scriptures give when it says Heavens with an S. If you're wondering where heaven is, heaven is above. So heaven itself is up here. And this is where God resides. Okay? So that's what's going on, folks. So when God says earth, this is what he's talking about. He's not just talking about a planet. He's not just talking about, he's talking about everything that's in the physical creation. All right. Now let's go back. Since he is Lord of heaven and earth, he's a dictator, he's a potentate. He does not dwell in temples made with hands. Do you understand that? God is not in your church. It's not in your building. You are not going to meet God in your building you call a church building. Who said that? Kevin? No, I didn't say that. God says he does not dwell there. So you're not going to meet God there. If you're a believer, you're taking him to that building with you because he lives inside of humans today. He didn't always live inside of humans by his Holy Spirit, but he has never dwelt in buildings. Why not, God? Nor is he worshiped with men's hands. God says, I don't need you. Now, I know that sounds horrible. It only sounds horrible to a human. It doesn't sound horrible to God. Why? Because he just said himself, he don't need you. And if that makes you feel bad, you know what that is? That's pride rising up in you. Friend, what can you give to God? Now, he's going to explain why he said, I don't dwell in temples with hands. He's going to explain now why he don't accept your worship and need anything from you. He's not worshipped with men's hands. Why? As though he need anything. He is self-sufficient, self-sustaining. He has life within himself. That's the point. The point is God is self-sufficient. Friends, he was out there in the heavens before he created anything. He was by himself. How long was he out there? Forever. Who did he need at that time? Well, he got lonely and decided to create something. Get out of here. God, lonely? Only sinners get lonely, friends. Loneliness comes from sin. It's not some self-existing quality that resides in God. Loneliness it comes from sin. It's a byproduct. So no, God says, I don't need anything. I don't need angels. I don't need servants. I don't need humans. I don't need animals. I need nothing. Why, God? Here it is. Since. Here's God explaining to you and explaining to me. One, what made him Lord of heaven and earth? He's the creator. I am the creator. That makes me God. I'm different than anyone else because I alone have the ability to create something out of nothing and sustain it. I don't dwell in any of my creation. So if it's created by anybody else, I ain't there. I don't receive the worship from the hands of people. I don't need anything from anyone.